Hi, I'm Irene Pease, your friendly neighborhood astronomer, and this is just a quick look at the evening skies for July 25th through 31st, 2021. So I'm going to be using visuals from Stellarium, which you can find at stellarium.org. You can find apps at the App Store, and there's the desktop version, which is what I'm using here tonight. You can also find out more about what I may or may not be doing online or around the city at friendlyneighborhoodastronomer.com. So check it out. Check out my Thursday evening live streams, etc., etc. So what's happening in our night skies this week? Oh, there's stuff. I like to start off just with the evening. So we're looking west a little bit after sunset. So this would be about an hour after sunset as seen from Brooklyn, New York. We do have some planets out in the evening. Mars and Venus are still out there. Venus, quite bright, super bright, negative 3.89. And remember, smaller numbers are brighter. So the negative numbers are really bright. It's reduced, it says, by all these air masses. So as we're looking close to the horizon, we're looking through a thicker layer of atmosphere, so less ideal viewing conditions, but it's still going to be really bright. Mars, on the other hand, is quite a bit fainter these days, magnitude 1.8, reduced to 3 or so by the air masses. So Mars is going to be kind of fading into the sunset, so to speak, but Venus will still have through the summer into the fall. So what else do we have in our evening sky? Well, if we turn around and look to the east as the sun is setting, we also have planets rising. So Saturn will be above the horizon, Jupiter will be following behind it. So we have the planets out for the rest of the summer. By midnight, they're pretty high in the sky. Jupiter quite a bit brighter than Saturn. Again, if we look at the magnitudes, Jupiter we see is negative 2.8. So it is the brightest thing in the sky after the sun, moon, and Venus. Saturn a bit fainter. Saturn's a little bit smaller. It's a bit further away. So a bit fainter in our sky, magnitude 0.2. The other fun thing, just to note that Jupiter will be near the moon in the sky. That's set for, go back to Sunday night. Oh, just kidding. This is Sunday night, just after midnight. So early Monday morning also. And the other fun thing that I like to do is try to find Jupiter or Venus in the sky during the day. Because they are so bright, they can be seen in the daytime without help with a telescope or binoculars. So it helps to find them first in binoculars if you're looking during the day, and it helps to look for them when they're near the moon. So if we go ahead and fast forward to daytime on Monday, so the sun is just coming up. There, the sun is up. Okay, so it's definitely daytime. So if we want to try to find Jupiter during the day, Monday morning is going to be our day this month to do it, because that's when it's going to be closest to the moon during the day. So we have a bright over 3/4 moon. The moon will be waning. I'll get to that in a moment. But it is still kind of far away. So some months it's going to be closer to the moon than others, but this month Jupiter's kind of far away. There's a fun feature in Stellarium that lets you measure angular distances. So you can see there the angular distance between the moon and Jupiter is about 5.5 degrees, which may not sound like a lot, but remember the full moon is half a degree across. So this is 10, almost 10.5 full moon diameters. So that's kind of a big chunk of a sky to be looking to see Jupiter that far from the moon, but it's a challenge. So I would try it first in binoculars, and if you can see that little faint dot of Jupiter in your binoculars, then maybe try to see it with the naked eye by just putting the binoculars away from your face and see if you can spot it. So we'll look for it a couple other days, see if we can't spot it when it's closer another month. So if you're watching the moon over this next week, like I said, it is going to be waning. So we're going to get all the way to about a half phase. And if we zoom in on that, Whee! Yeah, we'll be getting it'll be almost sunset on this exciting part of the moon where we had, those of you might know, the 50th anniversary of Apollo 15 is coming up. And that was the first of the J missions to the moon. So that was an extended mission where they spent actually several days on the surface. First time they took a car. I'll talk all about it in my Thursday evening live stream. So if you want to tune in at 8 p.m. or just watch the recording afterwards, I will be talking about the Apollo 15 mission this week. Pretty excited because it is my favorite mission. I've been looking forward to the anniversary so I can just completely geek out about it. Anywho, yeah, it would have been like the opposite moon phase when they landed. So it would have been sunrise in this part. So this part of the moon would have been dark and this part would have been sunlit. But yeah, they landed right in the by Hadley's Rill, Hadley Mountain and the Apennines. So that's the moon. That's what the moon's doing. Not a whole lot else going on that I really wanted to talk about other than a super fun newsy item. So I'm going to go back to an evening time. This is also moon related, I guess, but I'm just going to pause and we're going to flip over to a different horizon because we need a really low horizon. With this ocean view, we're back on the 31st, and I'm just going to rewind us to say Monday evening. All right, so Monday evening, the sun is setting around 8. We'll fast forward to 9, and I'm going to turn on another fun feature in Stellarium, or exoplanets. So exoplanets, of course, those are planets that orbit stars other than our sun. So they're outside of our solar system, orbiting other stars, and a lot of the stars that we see in the night sky probably have exoplanets around them. We just haven't detected them yet. So we have a lot of different detection methods. But the one that I want to talk about is actually really faint. And I'm just going to turn on some constellation lines so we can see. We're going to be looking at, I think this is part of it, the constellation. Let me just go back in time a little bit, make sure I know where I'm looking. Yeah, pretty sure this is Centaurus. So this is part of Centaurus, the centaur down here. And if this is, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so we'll cut that out. But we are going to be looking for the exoplanetary system PDS 70. So we look for PDS 70, and oh, look, it's in here because Stellarium is so smart like that. So it's down here near a not totally dim star. Yeah, Chi Centaurus, not totally dim, but that other star that I was just looking for, and now I lost it, PDS 70, is very faint, right? So 12.3 magnitude, and it's of course reduced because it's so close to the horizon. At this point, it's about 2.5 degrees above the horizon. And again, this is from about 40 degrees north latitude. So if you're further south, it'll appear higher on the horizon. And if you have a really huge telescope that can see magnitude 12 or dimmer stars, you might actually be able to pick this out. Anywho, I just wanted to mention because we did detect visually, like an actual image detection of a disk around the exoplanet PDS 70c. So PDS 70 would have multiple exoplanets in its system. So C, this is like the third one. But they actually found like a disk around that, what they think is like a proto-moon disk. So protoplanetary disk would be where planets would be forming, but this could be where they think a moon is forming around this planet. So that's kind of exciting. So this was directly imaged by ALMA, which is it's an array of telescopes that looks at longer wavelengths, not visual wavelengths, but it looks at longer wavelengths down in the Atacama Desert in South America. So yeah, so that's kind of exciting, and it is above the horizon. It's in the constellation Centaurus, in case anyone's wondering, and you can see the coordinates for it here if you want to hunt it down. You can also look it up online like I did. But yeah, that's the other exciting thing in the sky this week, and all the time. So if you play with Stellarium a lot, you might just kind of look up and poke around, see some of the different exoplanet systems that they have in here, and kind of wonder, oh, where are we going to find our next exo-moon? So we'll be back next week for the night skies and possible daytime skies for August 1st through 7th. In the meantime, please feel free again to check out my weekly live stream I have on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. It's streamed live 8 p.m. Eastern time to Facebook and the YouTube. You can find out more of the details about that on my website, friendlyneoprotostarm.com. And again, if you're interested in these visuals, you can find and download Stellarium at stellarium.org.